Before all of this, I didn't believe that I could actually write a book, especially an ESL book. I was really unsure how to get started, so as usual, I used one of my notebooks and I started to write down lessons and some notes, trying to give myself an idea if I had to write a workbook, how would it look like? Now, I must confess that around this time, I had lost my job and I was feeling very depressed, and I spent many days at the beach or at the waterfront praying to God, asking Him, how can I stay in the profession that I really love, which is ESL teaching? And He encouraged me to write a workbook. And at the time, I gave God a headache, yes, because I refused to believe that I could actually make this possible. I kept saying, I'm not talented enough, and I don't even think I'm intelligent enough to even write an educational book. And He says one thing that really made a difference, and that was, go back to the lessons you taught before. Take those lessons, recycle them, make them into your own. Write it down, and then put it into a book. Now, I will say this was a process, because I spent many days with this notebook at the waterfront writing down notes and reminiscing about classes I've taught, and really want to pay attention to, one, making the lesson interesting, fun, comprehensive, and simplistic. So if someone's at a beginner level, they can understand it well. And again, I had no experience or background in writing an educational book, but there is something that came to mind, and that is this quote here. I would rather be unrealistic and love what I do than to be overly realistic and hate what I'm doing. And I wrote this on Wednesday, February 11th, 2015. And this is when I was having a conversation with God, because God is my everything. And when I talk to Him and express myself, He always guides me in the right direction. And so, happy to say, in 2019, I published my very first ESL workbook, the AppliedESL Life Skills Student Workbook 1. And I'm so very proud of this accomplishment, because it took a year for me to write this book. I wrote it in 2017, and I didn't publish it until 2019 when I became a legal business, which is now AppliedESL. And I'm so very proud of myself, ladies and gentlemen, because this took a long time, and writing this book wasn't easy. I went through a lot of other personal things in the creating of this book, so I'm very, very thankful. 6 years later, now I have a Life Skills Student Workbook series, a job readiness workbook, and a science resource book 1 and 2. Always try your best.